Meghan Markle's estranged father, Thomas, here to make a world-exclusive announcement that will rock the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, which could see him coming face-to-face with the pair.
Speculating on that Meghan Markle has lied about her age. Is she actually
family to try and get some time with them?
That's right. Anyone.
The Duchess timeline just got exposed. Thomas Markle has finally dropped a bombshell about Meghan's real age, and trust me, the royal world may never be the same again. What was once a polished fairy tale of grace and royalty has now cracked open, revealing a hidden truth that's been whispering through the walls for years.
age? In fact, they think she's older. And not a surprise here because, yeah, she lied.
Thomas Markle finally snapped, and when he did, it was like watching decades of quiet frustration explode all at once. After years of sitting back watching his daughter parade as the picture-perfect Duchess on global television while pretending he didn't even exist, he couldn't take it anymore. This time, he spoke. And what came out of his mouth? Pure, unfiltered chaos.
At this point, are you expecting them here? And if so, would you like to meet with them in London too during the Platinum Jubilee celebrations?
People had written him off, calling him old news, irrelevant, maybe even desperate for attention. But when Thomas opened his mouth this time, he didn't sound desperate at all. He sounded done, fed up, worn down by silence. And then, with a piercing glare straight into the camera, he said, "The age Meghan claims, it's not the age I remember." That one chilling line sent the internet into meltdown. Because when a father publicly questions his own daughter's birth year, oh, you know, something's seriously off.
We've caught her in so many lies. Her own sister has come forward, her family, everybody is exposing the lies that she's been telling. And it would only make sense that she might lie about.
Before she was the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan was just another Hollywood hopeful smiling for glossy magazine covers, hustling from casting to casting, dreaming of that one big break. But now, those very magazine pages from her early years might be the key to her undoing. Because hidden in those cheerful interviews lies a tiny detail everyone missed her age. And it's that one little number that's now got royal watchers spinning. Fans unearthed an old issue of Women's Health from the early 2000s where Meghan proudly mentioned she was in her mid-22nds. Harmless, right? Well, not exactly, because when you match that publication date with the timeline she later gave as a Duchess, the math doesn't line up. Suddenly, all those sleek PR statements start to look fuzzy. It's the kind of slip publicists dread at 2 a.m. because it's right there, printed in black and white, impossible to erase.
Well, thankfully, Steph the Alternate has compiled a slideshow. Let's actually get to the truth of this issue.
According to Thomas, he warned her years ago, "You can't lie about things like that," he supposedly told her. But Meghan, ever the PR mastermind, brushed it off with her signature calm. "People believe what they see," she reportedly said. And well, she wasn't wrong until now, because royal fans have gone full detective mode. They're combing through school records, old headshots, even dusty acting resumes. Each clue they uncover makes the story even murkier. Did Meghan really shave off a few years to land her breakout role on Suits? Was her age gap with Prince Harry larger than the palace ever let on? It's the kind of twist only Meghan could pull, sleek, calculated, perfectly strategic. But this time, the past isn't staying buried. It's clawing its way back, piece by piece. And, the most shocking part, the evidence isn't from tabloids, it's from her own father and her own words. That tiny magazine quote might just be the thread that unravels everything.
Don't see that happening, but I certainly would like to try.
Some people are rolling their eyes, so what if Meghan shaved off a few years? They shrug. But here's the thing, this isn't Hollywood fluff. This is the British monarchy, a world where every detail, birthdays, dates, milestones carries symbolic weight. Weddings, titles, heirs, public appearances, all of it depends on documented precision. And when something as basic as an age doesn't line up, those cracks start spreading through the palace's perfect porcelain image. Thomas Markle's revelation isn't just family drama, it's a credibility grenade. Because if Meghan's timeline is flexible, what else might be? Her career milestones, her backstory, even her fairy tale romance with Prince Harry. The monarchy thrives on control, but control is fragile. One small inconsistency can set off an earthquake. This isn't about numbers, it's about trust. The public wants to believe in a royal system built on rules, order, and authenticity. Meghan's alleged age gap doesn't just shake her own image, it ripples through the foundation of the entire institution. Let's be honest, the royal family has weathered scandals about affairs, fashion mishaps, and fiery feuds. But an alleged fabrication of facts? That's a whole new level.
He might not make the trip. Let's have a look. This was from NBC's Today Show last week.
With her, it was great. It was just so nice to see her. You know, she's on great form.
Now, every time Meghan steps into a royal event, the cameras zoom closer than ever. Every headline doesn't ask about her dress or smile anymore. It questions her authenticity. Because in the royal world, where perception is everything, one false number feels like a shattered crown. And just when you thought the Markle saga couldn't possibly get messier, enter Samantha Markle. Meghan's estranged half-sister, long dismissed as bitter, loud, and jealous, the so-called villain of every royal narrative. But here's the twist. Thomas Markle just validated Samantha's claims. Yep, the very sister Meghan, publicly branded as toxic, might actually have been telling the truth all along. Samantha has always accused Meghan of rewriting her personal history, of painting herself as the young, glamorous Hollywood darling while erasing the less perfect details. And now that Thomas is echoing her story, those accusations suddenly have real bite. What once looked like petty sibling rivalry now sounds like corroboration.
That looked at this very same question. It looked at what her sister, Samantha Markle, has said. Samantha has called out many of her lies.
This isn't a family feud anymore, it's a family fact check. When both siblings start aligning on the same narrative, Meghan's carefully crafted timeline starts looking less like a personal memory and more like a polished performance. And what a performance it's been, from Hollywood casting rooms to royal galas. If Samantha and Thomas are right, Meghan's entire story was tailored, trimmed, perfected, polished to fit both the Hollywood playbook and the palace's expectations. The stakes are massive. Not only does it make Meghan look manipulative, but it also shines a harsh light on the system she married into, one obsessed with image, illusion, and control. Because when your own father and sister start poking holes in your biography, it stops being gossip. It becomes a scandal with receipts. Here's where things start to get really juicy. Meghan's official record says she graduated from Northwestern University in 2003, allegedly at age 22. But eagle-eyed fans have spotted something off in those old graduation photos and salsa club pictures. Some of her classmates are now in their mid-50 seconds. Sure, maybe they were just older students. That's the logical answer, right? But what if Meghan wasn't that bright-eyed two-year-old after all? Whispers online suggest she might have actually been closer to 30 when she graduated, cleverly rebranding herself as a youthful Hollywood newcomer rather than an older aspiring actress. That small adjustment, those few missing years, could have changed everything: her casting opportunities, her networking circles, even how producers saw her potential. It's classic Hollywood magic: tweak a number, shave off a few digits, and suddenly you're the ingenue instead of the supporting character. But royalty isn't Hollywood. Every date, every record, every ceremony is etched in history. If Meghan's university story doesn't line up, it raises even bigger questions about what's real and what's been rewritten. And according to Thomas Markle, he remembers the real timeline and it doesn't match the official royal biography. That means every old photo, every yearbook, every reunion becomes a clue, a piece of a puzzle that no longer fits the story Meghan's team worked so hard to perfect. This isn't just some Hollywood rumor anymore, it's a family fact check gone viral. The implications? They're huge, stretching all the way from Los Angeles red carpets to Windsor castle gates. See, Hollywood isn't kind, it's ruthless. Actresses over 30 suddenly find themselves invisible, pushed into mom roles while younger faces take center stage. And Meghan Markle? She was right there in the firing line. To survive, she allegedly shaved 6 years off her age. That wasn't vanity, it was strategy. A move of pure survival. Being 21 instead of 27 in a casting room? That could mean the difference between being cast as the leading lady or as the best friend. Every audition, every headshot, every agent meeting it all screamed youth, vibrancy, marketability, and Meghan delivered that fantasy flawlessly. But here's the twist. What works on Hollywood sets doesn't always translate in royal corridors. Those missing years aren't just about image anymore. Inside the monarchy, they're constitutional. Because in the palace, numbers aren't just digits, they're records. And every record ties into royal history, succession, protocol. A 6-year difference might sound small in Tinseltown, but in Buckingham Palace, it's the kind of thing that can rewrite history books. It's a classic Hollywood trick, one royal insider whispered, and Meghan executed it perfectly. But perfection in Hollywood turns to chaos in Windsor. Suddenly, those carefully adjusted birthdays, those airbrushed timelines, those sleek PR bios, they all come under the harshest light imaginable. And with Thomas Markle breaking his silence, those tiny white lies are now transforming into full-blown royal scandal fuel. For Meghan, the past isn't just haunting her, it's chasing her down with pitchforks and trending hashtags. The big day, the 19th of May 2018. Meghan Markle, glowing in that breathtaking Givenchy gown, walking down the aisle like a scene from a fairy tale. Cameras flashing, choirs singing, the world in awe. Headlines screamed, "Modern bride at 36. Fresh, fearless, revolutionary." But what if that wasn't the whole truth? Thomas Markle's claim changes everything. Because if Meghan was actually in her early 40 seconds that day, then the entire narrative the palace built starts to crumble. She wouldn't have been the young, modern reformer shaking up centuries of tradition. She'd have been an experienced Hollywood actress stepping into royal life at a more mature stage. That subtle shift changes perception, optics, and even how the palace managed her image. The monarchy is built on presentation. Every photograph, every angle, every moment is choreographed to perfection. If those numbers don't match, the illusion starts to fade. A 3-6-year-old fairy tale bride feels fresh and modern. A 4-2-year-old bride doesn't fit the same PR mold, and that, insiders say, is exactly why this alleged detail matters. Historians, fans, and gossip detectives are now poring over every royal document, analyzing subtle inconsistencies in press releases, even spotting phrasing differences in official statements. It's no longer about romance, it's about control. If Meghan's real age is finally proven, the world's favorite royal love story might not be what we thought it was. If she had the truth on her side, she'd say it. She doesn't. Behind the cameras, whispers turn to full-blown anxiety. Insiders reportedly groaned, "We can stage the perfect balcony wave, but we can't stage the truth about birthdays." This wasn't a scandal lawyers could fix. This was about credibility, the one thing the monarchy can't afford to lose. Every royal milestone, anniversaries, engagements, charity events suddenly looked vulnerable. If the palace can't keep its dates straight, what does that say about the rest of its truth? PR teams are scrambling, advisors are panicking. Because once credibility cracks, it's nearly impossible to glue back together. And the more the palace stays silent, the louder Thomas Markle's story becomes. But here's the thing, this isn't the first time fame and fiction collided. Hollywood icons like Marilyn Monroe and Rita Hayworth reinvented themselves to fit studio standards. They lied about their ages, their names, even their birthplaces, and it worked for Hollywood. But Meghan isn't just a Hollywood starlet anymore, she's a duchess. And when that same trick seeps into royal life, it doesn't stay a cute PR adjustment, it becomes a constitutional mess. Because unlike film credits, royal records can't just be rewritten with a new press release. Now, every public appearance, every official speech, every glamorous charity event is under microscopic scrutiny. Thomas Markle's claims have cracked open something far bigger than a family feud. They've exposed a cultural clash between Hollywood illusion and royal expectation. The real danger isn't Meghan's number. It's what that number represents. In an age where the public demands transparency, where every celebrity's past is one Google search away, the idea that a royal figure could bend reality feels ancient and infuriating. People want authenticity. They crave truth. And Meghan's alleged discrepancy has become the perfect symbol of what happens when the monarchy's old rules collide with modern accountability. Now, TikTokers, Redditors, and YouTubers are dissecting her every move, like detectives turning her life into the internet's favorite mystery novel. And maybe that's the most ironic part. Meghan's silence made her story immortal. Every smile, every hair flip, every unanswered question adds another layer to the intrigue. She's no longer just Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex. She's become a puzzle, a woman whose story feels like it's missing a few pages and the world is desperate to fill in the blanks. Her mystery has become her power, but power is fragile. Because the next old photo, the next unearthed yearbook, the next anonymous interview could change everything again. And Thomas Markle's words, "She isn't the age," she says, will echo across history books and gossip channels alike. Because sometimes the smallest secret can shake the biggest crown.